Hi, my name's Robert Charles Young, a veteran of the British Army, and a lot of things have got me thinking just lately, and I've decided to make a video or some videos about my journey with PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder, which was diagnosed some 2 years after I left the armed forces. I seem to be coping quite well with it once I'd gone and sought help, but it seems to be coming back with like vengeance. I'm just finding things a bit difficult at the minute. It's like any progress I'd made seems to have been, I don't know, just pointless. I don't know whether it's a situation in the world affairs at the minute, I don't know, but I just feel like I need to document what I'm going through. Really for myself, but if anyone else watches, it's okay. I don't want no pity or anyone feeling sorry for me. I just wish that the way I feel a lot of the time, especially lately, would just sort of go away and let me get on with my life. But the way I'm feeling is dragging me down, not only mentally but physically as well. I'm really struggling, so I've decided to make a little bit of a documentary about my journey, see what happens. Anyway, let's just see how this rolls now. Thank you. I'll tell you what got my back up a few weeks back is the fact that some ministers in the UK come up with the notion that ex-servicemen that are suffering from PTSD come from a poor background or a low education background. I find it quite insulting, really, because they obviously don't know the actual facts behind PTSD. It is to do with the brain. It's things that you see, experience, and things that happen to you, and the brain sends out chemicals because whatever's happened to you is basically shock. It's something that it's not experienced before, so it sends out chemicals in the body which gets defensive, and for these ministers to say that it happens to people from poor backgrounds is absolute tripe. I mean, you tell that to, say for an example, someone that's been in a road traffic accident, seen someone killed or has been injured, badly injured themselves, you can guarantee they'll more than likely be suffering with PTSD, and that person could well have gone to university and things like that, come from a very well off sort of background, and for them to say that is an insult to everybody. But they were aiming at ex-servicemen, and I'll be honest with you, I grew up not poor. I grew up with a working class family. My dad worked and my mum worked. They looked after us, fed us, got what we needed, brought us up properly, how to respect people, which there's a lack of nowadays. And for them to say that is very hurtful, and it just shows you how ignorant our government and ministers are. Not very happy with them at all. I don't know what's going through their minds at the moment. It's just ridiculous. Anyway, that made me quite angry, and yeah, they should think about what they say in future. I mean, you tell that to someone that's seen somebody jump in front of a train or fall from a building or something like that. That's going to affect that person because they've never seen it before, and that can affect them mentally, which basically, you know, can trigger PTSD. So there's a number of things that can. My personal problem, I believe, is the things that I've seen, not so much perhaps my experiences, but I think thinking back, it's just stuff that I'd seen, my mind couldn't cope with, and I suppose that's all I can think of at the minute. But yeah, ministers need to apologise. If they don't, they're scum. Thank you. I've decided that I think to make one video it's going to be too long, so I'm going to have to break it down. It's weird because I'm talking to myself, really. I'm going to break it down to make shorter videos. Because I think that's the only way it's going to work, because otherwise it's just going to drone on. People are going to get fed up with it if they are watching this, but I'd probably get fed up with it. My battery power on my phone will probably die anyway, so I'm going to do shorter videos. So I'll leave this initial video and just try and keep the ball rolling, like I said at the beginning. I need to try, if I can, force myself when I'm on a proper downer. Perhaps I can explain more about how I'm feeling, but it's just the fact, am I going to be bothered or care about getting the phone and videoing me in that state? I don't know, but I'm going to try and remember to. I spend 2 nights out a week. I'm a lorry driver at the minute. I've been for the last, I don't know, 10 year, 15 year, must be 15 year now. It's just like I can be on my own and in my own thoughts most of the time, which I like it. I mean, what's upsetting in a way is there is people out there that understand what myself and a lot of other people are going through. My wife, she's understanding, very caring, but I feel she doesn't quite get it. She doesn't quite get what I'm going through, and I don't want to drag her into it, to be honest. There's no need to drag her into it. I just, thing is with people like myself, it's easy to smile on the outside, but inside you're just sort of trapped. I wouldn't say that I've thought about committing suicide. I did shortly after leaving the forces. I didn't see a way out, and then obviously well, you wouldn't know, but I met my family, who I love dearly, and they love me dearly, and there's no way I'd let them down. As opposed to going out and committing suicide, I've often thought about just sort of like walking and surviving in the forest, maybe, that sort of thing. but I think seeking help in the beginning swayed me from wanting to take my own life, and I keep remembering that meeting every day practically, as I remember my career in the army. I remember that every day, not a day goes by, even now. I was proud of what I did and who I served with, and it all just seems lost now. Like I say, the suicide part went a long time ago, which I'm glad about, because I would have missed a lot of things like grandchildren and all that sort of thing. I've constantly had a dog in my life. Even before I left the army, I had a dog by the last few years while I was in the army. And they do help. Dogs actually help. When you're feeling down, they're there. They look at you, what's wrong? What's going on? Play with me, that sort of thing. So yeah, they keep you sort of amused, if you like, and calm, and they know when something's wrong. And that's the amazing thing about animals, especially the dog. But anyway, I'm going to leave it now. I'm going to put this one together, and like I say, it's just my first one, so it's a bit here and there and everywhere. Anyway, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in a bit, Rob. There you go, I'm talking to myself. Thank